have the spa, which is my first love, my baby. And because that was the first business that really gave me some form of financial freedom. My business really started to grow when I started reinvesting in myself, in my business, and not being afraid to put money back into what I was doing or what I wanted to do.
Welcome to Gems from Friends. This is where we have conversations with creators, entrepreneurs, young professionals, collecting stories of brands and people. Hopefully we can motivate and inspire and maybe even ignite the fire for others to start their own projects. I hope you enjoy this episode. Stay tuned. The person that I have in front of me right now, I met her being an artist, a recording artist.
Long time ago.
I think she had a music video too.
I did have a music video. Oh my God.
She had a music video. She was dancing. She was singing. She had a little bit more. She probably had like an album. I'm not sure if she got that far.
I didn't have an album, but I did have a catalog of songs. I did.
And then all of a sudden, a spa popped up out of nowhere. And then a skincare product called Glow. Mm-hmm. And then she become this universal soldier in the gym. Mm-hmm. And then she come up with some gym clothing line.
So random.
Like, can you relax?
I mean, yeah, someday.
You're showing up the rest of us.
No.
And especially the men.
It's
like,
what?
Like, who's this chick that is doing like all of these things back to back and still having like a well balanced life? Because I mean, like, you're into fitness, skincare, and I mean, everything seems healthy.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, the music and singing and all that stuff was Party Dan. Remember Dan liked to party a lot?
Yeah.
That lifestyle wasn't so healthy. But then
That was a young one though. You're allowed.
real young, yeah, teeny bopper. So fitness came a lot later by accident. I just kind of wanted to get my life together. And it wasn't to do, because when you hear fitness in Barbados, it's usually like bikini or those shows, those body shows. But it was
body shows.
You know what I mean? It's more about how I felt. I wanted to feel healthier. I wanted to feel fitter and stronger. And that's where that came in. And the skincare, I mean, you know the story because you helped me with the story of Glow.
Yeah, but the others don't know it.
They don't know. I'm going to tell them. So I had what I would say was flawless skin when I was growing up. All my friends were like really jealous. Everybody was going through what was normal for them, which is acne. And I hit my 20s and boom, I had adult acne. And it was a time when everybody's now is the flip. Everybody's skin is clear and regulating, and mine is all over the place. And a friend of mine was starting a skincare course, and she said she's doing this course. This school came here from Canada. She's starting this course, and she really just wanted company, and I wasn't doing anything at the time. And yeah, I said, sure, I'll do it with you. And she said, you never know, maybe you could learn stuff and maybe you could help yourself out. You could learn a lot about skin and maybe, use that for yourself. And that's exactly what happened. Every time I learned something, I applied it to myself. Mm-hmm. And and in true Danny G fashion, I wasn't just happy with going to work at a spa or going to work at a medical aesthetic clinic. I wanted to have my own.
Wow.
And but I think I'm relentless in that way. I always say that my sister was probably so annoyed growing up because I was always like, that's my personality. Like, some people like say it's a go-getter, but I'm relentless. Like, if I really want something, I'm not going to stop until I have it. Mm-hmm. And and I asked my parents for a loan to buy my first machine. And, Donald Trump said, I asked my parents for a very small loan of $1 million. No, my loan was My loan was $10,000. And yeah.
Small is relative.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And they gave me the loan and I bought my first machine and that was it. And the skincare line came a lot later. Once again, every time clients came to me, it was, okay, I really like this cleanser from this line. I really like this toner from this line. I think you should try the moisturizer from here. And I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do this myself. I'm just gonna all the things I like about all the different brands, I'm just gonna do it myself. And so I did. And and the
I gotta be
rest.
careful with spaces they bring you in because you'd be like, I just want to do this myself. Danny G got a podcast by next week.
I mean, don't be surprised.
Do you found some way to create more hours in the day and the rest of us on flight time?
No, honestly, I said this I think I said this the Sunday. So my launch just happened this weekend. My fitness wear just happened this weekend. And the Sunday I said to somebody, I just feel like there's not enough hours in the day because now, okay, so I have the spa, which is my first love, my baby. And because that was the first business that really gave me some form of financial freedom. So that's my first love. That will always have my full attention. So I have that. My clients that mean everything to me. I have my skincare line. We just did over the labels for the skincare line. And then I have this, and I'm fulfilling orders, and I'm still sorting stock from Saturday, and oh my God, like honestly, there really isn't enough time, but I do. So what I'm gonna say is not something that you should do. I'm not suggesting that anybody does this because I think that you need to find. I haven't quite worked out the balance yet, but sometimes when I'm getting massages, because I do train really hard, like you mentioned, and sometimes I do have to get massages, and I'll put the chair, so there's a hole where you put your face.
You don't tell me you use your phone and you use it for work.
I do.
That's a problem.
I know, but it's like what you just said, there's not enough time, and I just want so much for myself, and there's not enough time in the day. So I use every single second.
Wow.
Yeah, every single second I use. Like the girl would be like, Dan, man, relax, let me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna relax in a minute. That's massage done.
Like, do you have a life? Like, what do you do in your free time? Do you have free time and downtime? What do you do?
I do have a life. I do have some downtime. When I get home on an evening, that's my downtime. When I go to bed, that's my downtime. Because I don't use my phone in bed anymore.
Right. And this is sleeping bed, or this is bed just laying down and just
It's
doing
just
nothing?
lying down. Yeah, I could just be lying down. I don't fall asleep that easily, so I would just be lying down. But I made it a rule that I wouldn't. Before, I used to be up to all hours
Right.
on my phone, and then lack of sleep was affecting me during the day. So I said, you know what, I need to find a way to give myself some kind of control. So at night, like let's say about 10 o'clock, I'll make sure I don't have my phone in my hand. But yeah, the downtime, that's what I would consider downtime, because training is a huge priority for me. As an OCR athlete, some days I train twice a day. So yeah, I'm pretty stretched. But I think I've built a life of passions and some of them, most of them, passions that I can make money from.
Right.
So I do feel fulfilled, and I do feel like I have a life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't really feel, it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like stuff that a bunch of cool stuff that you enjoy.
It feels like work, but I mean, if a lot of people have said this, if you can make a living doing something that you love to do, they say you'll never work a day in your life. You're working,
Yeah,
but you're feeling so fulfilled, and you feel like what you're doing has an impact in some way, and that's why it feels like it's okay to work. It's okay, like this is something that you love to do.
So it brings me to the question: do you believe in work-life balance, or do you think that's just a myth?
As an entrepreneur, I don't know. I don't know because at least with a 9 to 5, when you clock out, that's the balance. But if you're an entrepreneur, and for the most of the entrepreneurs that I know, what they do is a passion. So they don't clock out. I am not saying
That
that what
is
I'm saying
good.
is right.
Right.
This is just this is
But and
just
it's
how I've
what
done it.
works for you right now.
Yeah, it's what works for me right
Do you
now.
have a goal to change that in any way? If you had to have all the staff, the team, everything in place, would you take time for yourself, or you would just create like 4 different other businesses?
I want to say that I would take the time, but I don't know. Matthew, to be honest, I don't know that I would because I'm so goal oriented.
Right.
I don't know if that comes from how I was raised or. So I was raised in a house of women: my grandmother, my mother, and my sister, and myself. My stepfather came along after, but the beginning years, it was all women and strong women, assertive women. And I don't know if it came from seeing, like, okay, my mother ran the entire house by herself. And I mean, I think that growing up as children, we could be ungrateful. I mean, we don't understand what it is to go to work and make money and then put all that money into a house and into children, and to not be able to use that money to do stuff for yourself.
It's all selfless.
Exactly. And it was when I got older that I realized the kind of sacrifice. I get a little choked up. Sorry.
It's fine. Let's give it a minute.
So silly. So lame.
Someone needs to hear this, though.
So I was saying that I get a little choked up talking about it because she was so selfless. And I can only imagine the kind of stress she would have been under to try and keep everything together. And so I said all that to say that I think it's because of that upbringing that I'm so relentless and so driven, and I'm never willing to give up on myself. And I think it translates to everything that I do: business, fitness. I just go, 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 go until I get what I want. And I don't know if one day I'll be like, okay, I have everything that I want, or if I'm just gonna keep doing more things. I don't know.
So, do you think that that you owe something to the world based on what you would have experienced your mother and your grandmother go through?
I think I owe something to them, and that's why my skincare line is called Glow, because I wanted to pay homage to my grandmother, because what she did was a big sacrifice too, like staying home and taking care of us.
Or her name was
Gloria. Yeah, so that's where the name came from. And my mom, everything I do, I just want her to be so proud of me. I just want her to see that all that sacrifice is not in vain, you know? And so I think a lot of it is that, where I just want to show her, like, look, Mom, look, everything you went through, like, is happening. And she always tells me, she's like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. That's where I get this crying thing from her. She's always crying. She's always crying. It's so annoying.
But it's good. It's good to get it out, express it. You know, I think a lot of people could learn from that too, because it doesn't make sense to hold it in and let other people know how you feel and what you're going through. Because Danny, to be honest, you're killing it.
Thank you.
You're killing it. I look at your page and it's like there's no stopping. Like, and everything you put out, the quality is good, and you keep adding more, had him always like, Daddy, I want you to relax because the rest of us can't keep up. And I mean, like, you're killing it in competitions as well with bar. You're traveling. You own a business. You have staff. You have product. You have brands. Like,
It's
how?
when you say it like that,
Like,
it does sound like a
how?
lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot. I get tired watching it. Watching both things. Like, I'm exhausted. And I want to say it is very inspirational.
Thank you.
And even like for me as an entrepreneur myself, I look at you and it's like, I got more work to do. Or when it's time, like I get to a point where I want to give up and I scroll and Danny come up. It's like, okay, well, nah, I can't give
Can't
up.
give up. No.
So I think that that is going to so much more people and I want you to know that.
Oh, that means a lot. That means so much.
You know, so it's not just even you or is this your family, but it's the community around you that you're doing a lot for.
And I realized just from this weekend, you're doing something. I mean, it's your thing, and you're hoping that people like it and they receive it, and they're like just pouring their hearts out. They're like, "Damn, we love it. We're so proud of you." And you're like, these people I'm just doing this thing, as a business, and the community is so real. And I'm only now realizing. Well, not only now realizing, but it's a bit overwhelming because everybody is just so supportive and I think it's amazing. I feel so much. I made a post just before I came here, of what happened on Saturday, and my caption was one word: gratitude, and that is I just feel that's the only word I can use. And I'm not going to say more because I'm probably going to start crying if I do. So let's...
Say more, say more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your launch. Tell me about the launch.
So I got this house in Westmoreland. And once again, coming out from Community Vibes, one of my very good friends, she was like, let me hook you up. She put me in contact with a real estate agent, and they really helped me out a lot. They said they love helping young entrepreneurs, and they really came through for me. I got this house in Westmoreland. I did it up nice, and I invited some people, and I said, hey guys, I'm doing this thing. Come through and have a look. You guys mean a lot to me, and I want you to have a first look at what I'm putting out there. And people turned up, and I was like...
Were you surprised when you saw people?
I mean, I knew there was a lot of stuff happening that day, and I had already gotten some, sorry, I can't make it because this, I'm sorry, and so I was like, when 2:00 came, I mean, I know everybody on Beijing time, so 2:00 came and went, and nobody was there, and then I think it was like 2:30, and nobody was there yet, and my sister's messaging me, and she's trying to calm me down because she left the island that morning, and that was already...
Oh no,
that had me offset,
Oh no,
a twin
you and
thing.
your sister.
Listen, I was a mess, and I was like making her feel guilty all day. No one's here, and you're not here, and
For those who don't know, Danny's a twin, by the way.
one of a twin. So my other half was not here, and then I think I was really starting to feel. I think that my friends, because I had a couple friends that were there that were helping me, and they kept saying things like, Bajans are. I could feel that they were getting nervous too. And then all of a sudden, like an influx of people came out, and I was like, oh, thank God. I kind of like relaxed, and I was like, okay, people turned up, and they really seemed to like everything. And I started day off with tears. I opened my phone and I forgot. We had a countdown for the website, and I forgot that the website was being launched that day with everything that was happening. And I got my first order. And so I'm just like looking at my phone, and I see that, and I'm like, flood of tears, right?
First order.
And I'm like, Mom. And she's like, what? Because she sees me crying. She's trying to figure out what's wrong. And I show her. She's like, oh, like, it It was a whole thing.
But it hits different, right? When something can manifest from just an idea
Listen,
and then into something that is tangible that people actually want.
yeah, because I've been talking about this for like years, like, and I'm literally just talking about it, like, and then people saying, you know, you should do this, you know, you should do this, and it's like, yeah, I know, but the idea always seems so far away. It always seemed like, well, how we can get this do, like, so it was a lot of figuring out, and then every time I get to like a roadblock, is like getting past that roadblock.
That's why trying to figure out, like, I want to get these secret. Like, how are you doing it?
No, I'm just honestly like I'm relentless, Matthew. I am like I'm almost aggressive with it because it's what I want for myself. And even like the girls that work with me, they're like, because I want all of us to do this, you know? So if it's like if there's some new treatment out there, I'm like, I'm going to do this course. You want to come and do it with me? I show them the course. If you want to do it, all right, maybe you can take care of it right now, but you want to do it. You're interested in doing it. You're going to work and do it in the spa. Well, then let's go. Let's do it to get, because I want the people around me to be like that too, because we feed off of each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think you have to have that mindset, especially coming from here.
Yeah.
You have to be
Community.
relentless. Yeah.
Is stronger together. We actually said something similar in the last podcast. I had Dara Greenwich here. He owns Shane Automotive, and we were talking about our surroundings, and it doesn't make sense you being the powerful one.
Yeah.
That power needs to spread across, so
Yeah.
that everything goes up.
Yeah, I hope that mentality changes. The mentality that a lot of people in Barbados have, where they say it's like crabs in a bucket.
Nah, we out here now.
Yeah,
Fire
no.
ban. Nah.
You have to grow together. It makes everybody stronger.
Yeah,
So I think
definitely.
as soon as
everything that
people-
we're doing now,
Yeah.
this is the beginning of that.
Good. Good.
And that's why I think it's important to like share your story, share these ideas, and not make it like, I find like when it was coming out, everybody was very secretive.
Oh my gosh, that's another
Like,
thing.
You don't want to share this and share that.
Yes.
So then you had to start from the scratch. You had to start from ground zero. Whereas I find in other cultures, it's like a baton that people will pass on. And you don't have to keep figuring out every single thing yourself. And it cuts down the time. And then each generation builds on another and builds on another, and that's how you grow.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing now. This
Thank
is
God. This
objective.
is very necessary. Honestly, because this line could have probably been out a year ago if I had somebody to go to and talk to. And
Yeah.
Like,
So tell me, like, what is one gem that you have learned now that you wish you knew before that would kind of fast track you to this point?
I'd probably say that invest in yourself. So I spent a lot of the beginning part of my business thinking about saving. Save. And I'm super nervous to borrow money from the bank. Ridiculously nervous. Oh, I don't want to have debt. Like thinking to myself, I can put myself in debt kind of thing. But I think my business really started to grow when I started reinvesting in myself, in my business, and not being afraid to put money back into what I was doing or what I wanted to do. So I think I would say, don't be afraid to invest, and don't be afraid to take a chance. Take a risk. It's okay if you fall short, but if you don't take a risk, if you don't take a chance, then you'll never know what could have happened. So I think I would say
To invest in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, sometimes people would not want to spend this and spend that. They're scared of spending their own money as well. And I think the mindset for me, I had to change my mindset and think like a producer and not a consumer. And to think that, okay, I'm spending this now, but more will come back.
Exactly.
Instead of us thinking that as a consumer, okay, we're going to buy this and the money's burned. No,
Yes.
you're planting a seed,
Exactly.
and that tree is going to grow and it's going to bear fruit. So it changes your mindset.
Yes, that is a good way to look at it because whenever you decide to take on a new business venture, well, me anyway, I get super nervous when I'm gonna take whatever amount of money and put into it. I'm like, oh, my God. Like it does make you feel a little bit uptight, especially if you didn't come from a lot of money.
Right.
But like I said, you have to take a risk. You gotta take a chance on yourself. If you don't believe in it, nobody's gonna believe in it.
What is a day in the life of Donnie G?
Let's say if it's a Monday, a typical Monday would be I would get up, get ready. I won't have breakfast because I'll go straight to the gym. For my first workout for the day, I'd go to work. I have a shower at work, so I'd get ready at work. And I'd probably have to shoot some content. Guys, I shoot 30 seconds of skincare in one of my treatment rooms. It doesn't look like it, but I push the bed all to one side and I just
Use
shoot.
what you have.
Yeah.
Start where you are.
So that's what I do. So I'll shoot some content in between clients. And after work, I might have to. Oh, I'm also a personal trainer. So I'll probably have to go to.
Forgot that part. How is this even possible? This
probably-
superpower at this point.
I'll probably go to the gym and train somebody. Hopefully, I won't have to go back to work because I like to arrange my day so that I can group. If I have to train and if I have to train someone, I don't have to go back. So hopefully, I don't have to go back, and then I'll have my afternoon training session. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And do you get like a full night's rest, or is it broke? Like, you get enough?
On any given night, I get between maybe like 4 and 6 hours. I think 6 hours is pretty solid. You don't think?
Yeah.
Never 8, but who gets 8 hours? Nobody.
I wish I did.
I know. No, but that's like a myth. Nobody sleeps for 8 hours.
My sleep is usually broken up. Like I get like 3, get up, then another 3 or 2. That is it.
Oh. Yeah, no.
I never able to sleep all the way through.
I'll take forever to fall asleep, but then I'm pretty much sleeping until I get up in the morning. So I'll probably go, like if I put down my phone at 10 o'clock, I'll probably go to sleep around midnight and I'll be sleeping till about 5, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what your day is now. And where are you destined to get it to be, right? Like, what's your ideal day?
I would love to say that I would probably take more downtime, but I don't think that's true. I think I'm a serial entrepreneur and I will not stop. So I think I like being busy. Even though I would probably be busy, I think there will be a little bit more space for downtime, like you put it. I haven't had a vacation. I haven't left the country for the year because I've been too busy to travel. But that's another thing I'd like to change. I would like to travel more. I used to travel a lot before, but never really downtime. It was always I was going to do this course, and I would stay a couple days after to relax or shop or whatever. And just because, yeah, I was in a place where I was more financially free, but not quite where I wanted to be. So just traveling for vacation it didn't really make sense to me at the time. But now I'd really like to literally just go on vacation. I'd probably do that later in the year.
And I could see you on vacation and probably taking like another course.
I mean, probably. I don't know. I think because we don't have a lot of opportunity for that stuff here, that I find it so hard to leave this country and go where the opportunity is and not take it. You know?
I feel that. Yeah. You want to grab it while it's there.
Yeah.
So because it sounds to me like you like to learn a lot. So what's the next thing you want to do in terms of like course?
So with skincare, that's the thing. With skincare and medical aesthetics, there's always something.
Right. Updates. Yeah.
And sometimes, and sometimes it's very much just a trend and just like what's hot on Instagram or TikTok. But then sometimes it is something substantial. So I'd probably say there is something called a green peel. this might go right over people's heads, but it's an it's an alternative to using acids for resurfacing the skin.
Okay.
So for people who are allergic to acids, or maybe their skin's really sensitive and they can't handle that level of resurfacing, then this would be the option. And we do have quite a few of those, so I would like to be able to offer it.
Okay.
So that probably is what's next.
Tell us a little bit about Rejuvenate Spa.
Okay. So Rejuvenate Spa is a medical aesthetic spa, and we specialize in scar revision. So whether you have scarring due to acne, you've had a surgery, or a bad fall or something, we specialize in correcting that, making it look more seamless, correcting the complexion. And then we have another side to the spa that's more cosmetic, like lashes and waxing and massage and nails and that kind of stuff. And then the product line is an entire line, from cleanser to moisturizer to serums, and then specialty products according to what you're trying to address. So let's say you have acne, or if you have hyperpigmentation, or whatever the case may be, then there's specialty products for that. I love fitness. I love,
Clearly.
yes, I know I'm a freak. I told you this. So I love the idea. So I'm not into the whole, I've never really been into how my body looks.
Mm-hmm.
And as a woman, I know that sounds really strange, but I've always been obsessed with, oh, I couldn't lift that yesterday, and like, look, I get this. You know what I mean? I've always been so interested in how my body felt, if it was getting fitter, if I was getting faster, if I was getting stronger. And so that's where I guess I fell into obstacle course racing, because that's how the training is prescribed. And then because I love fitness, and because you should try to make passions into things that you can make money from, I did a personal training course, and now I train people as well. I have clients in person, and I do online as well. I'm currently not taking on any more clients.
Just fully booked. Fully booked.
I don't have the time right now, but there are lots of trainers at Surfside if anybody needs a trainer.
Wow. Booking busy.
Only because I'm busy with other stuff, but yeah. But I do love it, and I don't want to not use the knowledge that I've acquired in that course. So that's why I said, you know what, I would take on a few clients, and it has been very rewarding. I wouldn't really call it a money-making thing, but I do make some money from it. And it's more of a passion.
What is something that you would like people to take away when they make contact with you and any of your businesses or projects that you're working on?
So you're an entrepreneur because you want to do things your way. Freedom, right? Like, you're not, I mean, are we really free? Yeah, we are. No, we are. But yeah, so you want to do things your way. And I want people to feel how personal everything is for me. The skincare line came out because I had my own struggles finding skincare for myself. Mm-hmm. That the spa came about because I struggled with acne, and now I love that I can hold people's hands and say, I know how you feel. I know you feel, insecure, and you feel a little bit depressed because you don't like how your skin looks. I love that I can do that. I want them to feel that even though these businesses make me money, that it's a personal venture, is something that I did because of something that was going on in my life. Mm-hmm. And even with the fitness and the fitness line, fitness is a passion of mine. And I said, you know what? If I'm going to dedicate time or take time out of my day to do it, then why not do it this way? So I guess I just want people to feel that it is very personal.
When people say personal brand, you are the definition of that.
Really?
No, seriously, because you have created a brand it's personal, as you just said it a number of times, right? So I think you're the definition of a personal brand because you live it. It's your lifestyle. It's authentic. It's you. Yeah. It's everything that you like, you enjoy. You do it 24 hours and you share it with other people. You bring people into your life.
Yeah.
That is a personal brand.
There you go. I guess that's what I am. I guess I just want people to realize that they shouldn't give up on their goals, and they should be relentless, and and they should fight for everything that they want, even
Right.
if it makes them a little aggressive.
As being a female entrepreneur, what are the blocks you would have had to break down?
Specifically, I hope this isn't my own projection, but I feel, or I felt in the past, like I wasn't being taken seriously because I was a female. Like just the other day, I had an argument with somebody because I needed some stuff for my launch. I didn't get the stuff because of all the restrictions we have getting stuff into the island. And one of the things I said was, I bet if I was a man, you would not say those things to me. You would not.
You said that.
Oh yeah. I've
What was your response?
man, no man, Danielle, you know. But honestly, I was really angry, and I felt as though, like I said, I don't know if it was my own projection because I was angry and because I was, really upset that I wasn't getting my things in time. But I've in that moment, I really felt like that was one of the reasons why I wasn't being taken seriously, or why my file or my project wasn't on the top.
I want you to tell a young girl out there. I want you to empower her right now
Okay.
with your own words.
Okay.
Who is looking at you and is like saying, I want to do this. I want to be this.
It's already another slogan, but just do it. You have to just get up and do it. And I'm going to use that word again. You have to be relentless, because there's so many challenges. There's so many roadblocks. There's so many times you're going to want to give up, but you cannot. You have to believe it. You have to almost create a fantasy. Be delusional about your dreams and your goals. Because if you really want it, other people are going to feel that off of you. And you're going to receive those kind of blessings because people feel that energy from you. Nothing is going to stand in your way. Absolutely nothing. And I think that's the only way I've gotten to this point, because they have been hella roadblocks. I'm not saying I don't get down on myself, or I don't feel like, you know what, this is too hard, but then I just snap back, not into reality, but into delusion. And I romanticize my life, and I make it what I want it to be in my mind, and I project that out into reality. And it may seem a little crazy until it actually happens, because I'm sure if I said to my family 5 years ago that I was going to have all these businesses and stuff, they would be like, okay, just relax. But you have to, no, you have to be relentless when it comes to what you want, and don't let anything stand in your way. Absolutely nothing. Okay.
Man, I feel empowered. I want, like, what's the next project? Like, you know what I
No,
mean?
that's what, honestly, like, that's when people message me and they tell me, oh, I'm so inspired by what you're doing, or because you're doing this, I feel I could do this, or Danny, I really want to do this, but I'm like, these people are looking at me like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm so in my head when it comes to what I'm doing, because I'm like this with the blinkers on. I'm so goal oriented that when it comes to workouts, I hate timed workouts. I hate workouts that are like, you have to do, it's a 20-minute or a 30-minute AMRAP. No. Tell me I have to do 30 push-ups, 20 squats. That's how my mind works, right? So I'm so in here
Right.
that when I don't see all that's happening around me, I don't see people feeling that way, or when they message me, I'm like, me? You should, like, me? And they're like, yeah, like, you're doing this, like, girl, you're doing it. And I'm like, oh my God. I really felt it this weekend. I
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
really, really felt it. I'm like, it's like, I can't believe it.
And Danny, you gotta gas up yourself, man. I mean,
Apparently.
come on, come on. And like, I hear you speak and then speak about the gym as well. Do you apply the discipline that you put into your workouts into your businesses as well?
It literally is all married into one.
Harmony.
Literally. And that's why I said I do have a life, because it's all connected. I swear it's all connected. Like, okay, bar is not easy, right? Obstacle course racing is not easy. It's something you have to train for. Well, like, you know what? It's easy if you want to go out there and have fun, if you want to have a good time. But I want to go out there and I
You're
want to win.
competitive.
Yeah, I really want to
And
win.
you do win.
Yeah, I have won. But I want to win all the time, right? So because I'm that way, you know, I do put in a certain amount of training and stuff to make sure that I get the result that I want. But that kind of training and that kind of grit that you need, like when things are hurting and when you're extremely tired and you really want to give up, that kind of training transitions into work life. This is really hard and I really want to give up, but I can't give up because I haven't reached there yet. I haven't gotten there yet. And it's the same thing with the race. I haven't gotten to the end yet. So how can I give up? Yeah, it hurts. It's uncomfortable, but I have to get there.
When you get to that point, when it feels like, Danny, I want to give up, or you hear that little voice saying, this ain't making a sense. Like, you're hurting me.
Yeah, it's not a little voice. The voice is loud.
It's loud.
It's screaming, stop.
How do you combat that? Like, what do you counteract that with?
I think it goes back to the training.
Right.
And that's why I think that whenever people say, well, how long you plan to do this for? I plan to do this for as long as my body will allow me to do it, because it has helped me immensely in my everyday life. I'm so much stronger now because of that type of training. I remember years ago, I tried an ice bath. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Since then, a friend of mine, Amanda, I can't remember the name of her business, but Amanda has an ice bath. And just before bar, I went in to do the ice bath. And I couldn't believe how, I guess, zen I was. I just mentally prepared myself to, this is going to be uncomfortable. This is going to hurt. My entire body was convulsing at one point, getting to the latter part of the treatment. But mentally, I knew that the whole time I was like, I can do this. I know I can do it. And like I said, I think all of that comes from that type of training. If I could tell anybody to do anything for themselves, it wouldn't just be to exercise or to train. But you see, finding a sport that you love and training with a purpose, that to me, that has steered my life in such a forward motion direction. That's all I can say.
Yeah. And I guess it gets easier because you have an example. So like when you get to a point where you're uncomfortable and you get to push past that, it almost becomes like a habit to keep.
Yes.
You're not like a stranger to being uncomfortable.
Exactly. And so just last week, Wednesday, we were doing a workout. I'm not going to say her name. I'm not calling you out, but she was having a really tough time. It was uncomfortable. It was very hard. And she stopped. She just gave up. And after, we were all kind of standing around talking, and George was telling her, giving her a little pep talk, saying, you really can't do that. That you have to do everything else but that. You cannot give up, kind of thing. And she's like, yeah, but it was hard, and yeah, but it was hurting, and yeah, but I was, I felt like I couldn't do it. But every time you give up, every time you do it, it gets a little bit easier to give up. Every time you're in that position, it gets a little bit easier to be like, man, I can't do this. This is too hard. But every time you get to that dark place and you push past that dark place, it's never going to be comfortable. It's not that you're going to one day be more comfortable with it, but mentally, you know that you can get past it. You remember, it's like your brain becomes conditioned.
That is a gem. I'm working with that.
Okay.
I'm working with that.
Good.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome. That took me by surprise.
No, not to distract you, but I think that has hit a spot because I think I'm in that place right now. So yeah,
Okay.
And it is true. Like from the time you start to give it, it's like a downhill thing. It's like
Yep.
that's a habit. It becomes again. You gotta decide what habit you want to build. Either
Exactly.
becoming discomfort and then pushing past that, or giving up and quitting.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
so
you'll be better for it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's okay if it hurts. Like, and I'm not just talking about physical pain now. I'm talking about like emotional, mental pain. Like, that's okay. It's all a part of life. But and every single time you push past that discomfort, you're golden. Every time you get there, you're gonna be like, oh, I remember what this feels like. I can get past that.
Right, right. So tell us where we can find you, where we can find your products.
Rejuvenate Spa Barbados. That is our spa page on Instagram. Glow Skincare Products. That is our skincare line on Instagram. We are launching a website for that. That's another thing I was doing. Oh my God, that was stressful. But we're launching a website for that in a few weeks. The new fitness line page, Danny G Active. There's a website and it's now live, so you can order clothes and stuff from there. And then my personal page, Danny_G. It's me, Danny__ G. So that's 4 pages.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you manage all these pages?
No.
Like, is it you that we be speaking to, or
Me, if you're talking to it's me, Danny G, it's me.
literally?
Literally, it's me. But the other pages, no, I don't manage those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap?
No,
Taking
no,
a
and
break?
that's another thing I would say to the little girl. Keep it quiet until there's a time where you say things, but in the beginning where it's and it's not about other people stealing those ideas, or it's not about that. It's just people sometimes they can't see your vision. They can't see, and sometimes you may not articulate it the way you want to. So get to a certain place first and then share. But in the meantime, where it's just
Sorry.
but in the meantime,
She gets so used to it. No, right?
I
She's
know.
like, what are you gonna do now?
I knew he was gonna do something. But in the meantime, where it's just in the very beginning stages, you meditate on it, and maybe you tell a close confidant or somebody who's a little bit older with a little bit more experience, and you bounce back and forth with them until it's ready to be shared.
Yeah, I like that. I think that's a good idea.
And that's where I am right now.
So, Danny, I give you a lot of flowers today as well.
Thank you.
And let you know how much you inspire the rest of us.
Thank you so much.
And I know here on the island, it's very hard to be celebrated. Like, I tell someone recently that haters are loud and your supporters are quiet. And to believe and trust that there's a lot more people supporting you than you know.
Okay.
And they're watching.
Okay.
They may not say anything
A
to
lot
you.
of them have. Thank you, guys.
Well,
Thank you, guys.
whoever said anything to you, like times that 100.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay.
All right. And so I just want to say, keep going.
Yes.
And the
You
rest
don't
of
gotta
us.
tell me that. Just kidding.
Actually, no, relax a little bit because he's showing up the rest of us.
No, tell me.
And I just want to give you an applause.
Thank you. Oh my God. Seriously? Thank you.
And thanks for coming through and
Yes.
sharing
Anytime,
your gems,
all
your
the time.
story. And I think, I don't know, maybe another 5 years, a book coming. I know you might not want to talk about it, but I think you should.
A book.
Your story is amazing. What you have been able to do and what you have learned from your household, and then you kind of transition that into this today.
Thank you, Matthew.
All right,
I fussy.
it's a wrap.